All right, what's good, man? Let's get into it. So, there's been a lot of talk about Justin Fields and what the Bears are going to do with their first overall pick. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I think everybody has it wrong. I think everybody has this whole scenario wrong. Now, for anybody who knows, Justin Fields let's keep it real. He's not a good quarterback. I don't care the circumstance. I don't care what happened. He's just not a good quarterback. When it's year 3 and people are talking about flashes and you still can't read defenses, when I can read defenses from all the way out in New York, you're not a good quarterback. But there might be some hope for Justin Fields somewhere else, not with the Bears. I think the Bears have sour grapes. I believe Justin Fields honestly wants to leave the Bears despite maybe what he wants to say or not, because I get the whole thing about him unfollowing Instagram, unfollowing the Bears off of Instagram is pretty stupid. I get that, but at the same time, obviously, there's something. These athletes, that's their way of saying, I'm done with the team. This, that, and third. You saw with Julio Jones, you saw with Patrick Peterson. So it is what it is. But I do think, there's something has to be along with that. I do think Justin Fields obviously sees what's going on. He sees that, the Bears are entertaining offers for him. Granted, nothing's happened, but I'm going to keep it real. I think the Bears should keep Justin Fields. I honestly think the Bears should keep Justin Fields because for what they want for Justin Fields, it's not going to happen. But let me put you in this scenario. Maybe the Bears draft at number 9 or whatever, Romeo Doomsday, Neighbors, another wide receiver, or maybe even Bowers from Georgia, the Georgia tight end. Maybe they get Justin Fields another weapon, and he looks good. And maybe, his trade value goes up, and next year they get a haul for Justin Fields. Now, I want to give you this idea now for everyone. I want everybody to ignore the fat piece of garbage to the left. That is Michael, probably the worst YouTuber ever. You know what I'm saying? Never has a football or basketball take. That's correct. But, we're paying attention to me right here on the screen, the actual smart person. And I want to share this idea with people. Michael, how about this? You draft Caleb Williams with the first overall pick. You sit him for a year. Let him learn the system. Let Justin Fields go out there and prove himself. And if Justin Fields proves himself, trade Caleb Williams for a ransom that you would get for this year. And if not, you got Caleb Williams. You can get Justin Fields. You can get a second, third rounder and build around Caleb Williams. How about that scenario? So I had this idea weeks ago as I destroyed Michael, saying, listen, if you believe in Justin Fields so much, then just draft Caleb Williams as a backup plan. If he balls out, then you could trade Caleb Williams because someone's going to give up the house for Caleb Williams if he's on your roster and build around Justin Fields. Or even better, because I don't believe Justin Fields is a good quarterback. Maybe, just maybe, you can keep Justin Fields on your roster for next year. Have him ball out with the new weapons and the weapons he already has. And his trade value goes even up. And maybe you can get a first rounder from a team that needs a quarterback or feels like they're just one quarterback away from winning. Maybe next year, if Russell Wilson falls flat on his face, you can get a ransom from the Steelers for Justin Fields if he, shows improvement, if he looks good. Maybe you get a ransom from the Titans who have Calvin Ridley and what's his name? DeAndre Hopkins. Maybe you can get a ransom from another team next year if Justin Fields has a good year. You never know. All I know is that the Bears should draft a quarterback. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Caleb Williams or not, because obviously Caleb Williams is not showing signs he wants to go to the Bears. But I'm thinking the Bears might draft Drake May. Or, I hope they draft J.J. McCarthy or something like that. But anyways, that it is what it is. But the Bears can draft the quarterback at 1. They can draft the quarterback at 1. Sit him for a year and throw Justin Fields out there. And with the number 9 pick, you can get him a receiver. You can get him, I don't know, Bowers, or maybe get him another offensive line, sign a receiver, whatever the case may be, his trade value goes up, and you could trade Fields, or if you still believe in Fields, you can trade whatever quarterback you have now and get a ransom for that quarterback. I honestly believe that would be the best scenario for the Bears. That's a win-win. If you're a Justin Sexual, let him cook for a year, put pressure on him by drafting a quarterback with the first overall pick, and if he balls out, then you can trade him. You can trade him for whether that's Caleb, May, Daniel. Some team with a quarterback will trade for that quarterback on the bench. Or if you're someone who doesn't believe, if you're a Bears fan that doesn't believe in Justin Fields, you keep Fields, you draft May or draft Caleb or draft Daniels, whoever the Bears want to draft, and Fields goes out there and he balls out, his trade value goes up. You can get a ransom for Justin Fields, and then you have a quarterback who sat behind the system for a year, and you're putting him out there in 2025. Because let's be for real, Bears fans, and this is not me taking a knock on you. I don't know what Bears fans are watching or not. You're not going to the playoffs next year. You're getting swept by the Packers. You're most likely getting swept by the Lions, and you're going to split with the Vikings despite who they have out there. And I don't know who you guys verse. I don't know your schedule off the top of my head, but you're not going to the playoffs next year. No, come on, you guys are not going to the playoffs next year. So this is a good win for the Bears. And if I'm Ryan Poles, I would do that. What do I have to lose? Because I'm going to keep it real. No other team out there is going to be like the Panthers and give up their whole future for Caleb Williams or one of these quarterbacks. If they know you want to keep Justin Fields, why not just say, you know what? Let them draft Caleb or whoever we want. Next year, if Fields balls out, we could just trade for that quarterback. We could just trade for them next year. Because if this first overall pick would have been traded by now, you're telling me a team out there hasn't offered them a trade that they won already? Like, it doesn't take that long. The draft is basically in a month now, and the Bears are still keeping it. So with my scenario, you keep to replace. And if you're a Field sexual, this is good. If he balls out next year, then you could trade whatever quarterback you guys draft with the first overall pick to a team for a haul. And if you don't believe Justin Fields is a guy, and if he balls out, then his trade value goes up. And you have a quarterback who sat behind your system throughout all 2024. And, I came up with this idea a couple of weeks ago, and I believe, it's a good idea. It's a win-win scenario. Because I do believe the Bears try to trade Justin Fields and no one wants him, because I think the Bears are asking for they're not asking for a good amount. Now, will Justin Fields get traded this offseason, whatever the case may be? I don't know. It is what it is. We'll find out soon enough. And maybe my scenario is correct. Maybe that's what the Bears are doing. Maybe they're going to keep Fields, have him bowl out, and trade him next year when his value goes up. Or they trade that quarterback that they draft to a team that wants him. Say, hypothetically, I don't know, they draft Caleb Williams and Washington still wants him, and just Fields balls out, and they believe in Justin Fields. They can trade Caleb to the Washington Commanders for a haul and build around Fields again. Or if they don't believe in Fields but they want a first overall pick for him, they can keep him, draft Caleb or whoever, and then get another weapon for Fields in this draft with the number 9 pick, or even in free agency or wherever, because this draft is full of wide receivers and tight ends and a lot of talent. Fields balls out, a team like the Steelers, who the whole Russell Wilson experiment didn't happen, or the Titans, who need a quarterback because Will Levis sucks and Mason Rudolph sucks. They can give their first overall pick for Justin Fields, and you guys can build around Caleb Williams, who sat behind a year and has the experience behind this offense and knows this offense. Either way, the Bears win either way. Whether you're a Fields fan or not, I just came up with it. I should be the GM for the Bears. This is the perfect thing. This is the perfect scenario for the Bears. So, it is what it is. That's my thoughts. What are yours? What's your thoughts on my scenarios? And what do you think they're going to do with that first overall pick and Justin Fields this offseason? Do you agree with my scenario? Do you agree they're trading Fields? Do you agree they're going to trade that pick? Whatever the case may be, it is what it is. RJ out.